With all of the rapid changes in the novel coronavirus pandemic, it seems like one piece of information that's being consistently communicated is that this thing is probably going to get worse before it gets better. Now, because this is such an unprecedented situation, probably unlike anything that many of us have ever been through, it's hard to fully anticipate what things will actually be like if this outbreak continues to get worse before it gets better. So if and when that happens, what can followers of Jesus do to keep our spirits up? And where can we go to find hope? I want you to hear from someone who would probably be able to identify with the uncertainty that's going on in the world right now. Somebody who knew really well what it was like to watch as things around them went from bad to worse. Jeremiah was a prophet of God around 600 BC, when things were really bad for the Jewish people. And not necessarily bad economically or politically, but really bad spiritually. Judah was full of corruption, immoral behavior, and idolatry. And despite Jeremiah's constant warnings, nobody really listened to him. Not only did people not listen, but Judah was also full of prophets and priests who encouraged and even participated in the nation's sins instead of correcting them. And so it wasn't long before Judah's political and economic fortunes also declined, and Jeremiah was left to witness as things went from bad to worse. He watched as his home, Jerusalem, the capital city, was attacked by foreign armies. He watched as these armies carried wave after wave of prisoners into captivity. He watched as the city was surrounded and the supply lines were cut off. And he watched as famine and disease set in, and children all over the city starved to death. He watched as people became so hungry and so desperate to survive that they resorted to cannibalism because there was literally nothing else for them to eat. Things on planet Earth in 2020 seem kind of bad right now, and they may get worse. But if you've got 20 minutes to spare while you're sitting at home in lockdown or self-isolation or whatever you want to call it, read the book of Lamentations, where Jeremiah describes the fall of Jerusalem in graphic detail. His story reminds us that things aren't nearly as catastrophic right now as they could be. But here's what I want you to hear from him. Listen to Lamentations chapter 3, verses 19 through 24. Jeremiah says, "Remember my affliction and my homelessness, the wormwood and the poison. I continually remember them and have become depressed. Yet I call this to mind, and therefore I have hope. Because of the Lord's faithful love, we do not perish, for his mercies never end. They are new every morning. Great is your faithfulness. I say, the Lord is my portion, therefore I will put my hope in him." So facing a situation that was about as tragic as we could ever imagine, Jeremiah found hope in this. God's love is faithful, and his mercies never end. Jeremiah believed every day he woke up that no matter what terrible things he might see that day, even if the wreckage all around him didn't go away, that the mercies of God were still there every morning. So as you prepare for whatever lies ahead in the next few weeks, even if, and this is a big if, things take a turn for the unimaginable worst, there is always reason for God's people to hope. And not just that God's mercies will show up again in the future, but that they're here right now, every day of our lives. So look for them. Look for God's love and faithfulness and mercy. Look for them in the pages of your Bible. Look for them in the actions of your fellow humans. And be the kind of person who demonstrates those things by treating others with love and compassion and selflessness. If you're a follower of Christ, let whatever lies ahead be something that builds your trust, not shakes it. And if you're not a Christian, maybe a pandemic like this is the time to make some changes. Where's your hope going to come from? If God could give it to Jeremiah then, surely he can give it to us now. Take care, everyone. Stay safe, and May God protect you all and fill the days ahead with hope.